see the water? I don't know if it's from what. And I got this problem with they call it the sickness of mine, emphysema. I don't know, it's similar to what they call this asthma, same thing. But the emphysema, I think, is more effective on the lungs and the chest and the heart. The heart is also involved there because of water on my lungs. I find it hard to breathe.
And as a result, the bridge is collapsing. Now, the pipes have now been
As far as the risks to communities is concerned, you have the risks associated with radiation. You have three kinds of radiation we find in the environment: alpha, beta, and gamma, where alpha and beta are charged particles with a short range, where the risk would come through inhalation or ingestion. So if people breathe it in or eat it, it's going to get into their body, and it's both chemically toxic, uranium, and radioactive.
Of course affected by the mine water. And then over here we have with acid mine drainage is that the ecology is highly impacted. You see animals dying off, and for kilometers around the mine you don't get any life forms besides maybe certain bacteria in the water. But the problem is then, of course, that people are using the water, and people are exposed to this either directly or indirectly. If you eat, for instance, vegetables that were irrigated by with this water, you'd be exposed to these metals. And those metals at any elevated level would have a detrimental effect on your health. But the metals that are of most concern are the heavy metals, because not only are they radioactive, but also they are endocrine disruptors and they destroy tissues.
And I find that a lot of people, especially around here, has got respiratory problems as well as cancer. A lot of people has got cancer, especially lung cancer. And we don't know whether it's because of the dust, but it's very, very prevalent here in our town.
even though they had no benefit from the gold mining. I mentioned to you that Anglo-American that is where the illegal artisanal miners enter to work underground. What should have been done was to create a pollution control dam that is lined to capture the water. The waste of the gold mining industry contains a wide spectrum of metals. It includes cadmium, cobalt, copper, zinc, arsenic, that is a metalloid, as well as uranium. And it is common cause that radon causes lung cancer amongst mine workers. We also know the risk of the chronic exposure to acid mine drainage that may result in impairment of cognitive function, skin lesions. It may also result in the neural development of the fetus being affected, which may result in mental retardation.
Through taking mineral second is the looting that goes to Australia or London
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Toronto
yeah.
from mining companies that take, but they don't compensate fully this wealth. I look at this West Rand, the degradation of the old gold mines, the complete lack of rehabilitation, but particularly the ongoing way the dust, the uranium, the pollution in the water system is adversely affecting people's health. And I think, who wins? We know who loses. You can see in the background, Gehiso, a major township, another informal sector, shacks around. But the winners have been what are sometimes called the Western multinational corporations, or I would call them a WMC. They're also now BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Those five are more and more aggressive.
Most of these dumps, they were created prior to the promulgation of environmental laws. If you remember, this dates back to the gold boom, 1900s, and back then there were no environmental laws that required them to have to put aside rehabilitation guarantees and to carry out concurrent rehabilitation. So most of these mines that created this have now been either liquidated or dead or ceased operations.